Hi guys, it's Corinne, and I have finally completed my smash book. This is the book from close to my heart. It's the Bluebird book, and it's the My Crush series. I will put the link in the description box below where I received this book from, and as you can tell, it is monstrous. I love it. At the very end, I had to do a few things, rip out a couple of pages, because obviously it wouldn't even sit like this if I didn't. But the binding is holding up pretty well. The binding on this is a little bit bigger than the Smash books. I still love the Smash books, but I really like these books. I like the pages in them, and like I said, I like the binding of them. So I'm going to do a real quick flip through. I thought at first I was going to do the cover, and I don't know if I will. I haven't done the cover on any of my other Smash books yet, so we'll see. But let me show you this view of it. And I pretty much have a start to finish on almost every single page in this book, except for I think 3 or 4 pages. And they are listed under the My Crush Smash Book series if you're interested in seeing any of the start to finishes on them. So again, at the last minute I adjusted a couple of pages, so if you've been watching my series and you've seen me put a page, like this page in particular was towards the back of the book, I moved it to the front, and I'll explain why here in a minute. On the first, I just have a Valentine's card that my husband had gave me, and I just adhered it to the front of the book. I added a couple hearts. This page was a transparency page, and what I did is ripped out the entire page, cut off the binding part, and then glued it onto the first page of the book. I didn't like the color of the first page of the book that went with this, so I added the photo that goes with this card to this first page. So again, it's a transparency page, but it's actually glued to the book here. This is one of the pages I do not have a video on. This, if you can see the background here, it has butterflies on it, this page here. This was the next page in this book, and I ripped it out, cut it down, and used it, since it went so well with this page, I used it on here in order to conserve some room in the book. And I just layered a few things here from the Cricut, a bow with a homemade enamel dot and a die cut that says sweet. This here is a transparency page. This is another one that I don't have a video on. I just quickly threw it together. It was the last page that I finished. Added some tickets here and an anchor, just stuff I had in my stash. This is the Christmas tree that I did, and I always get asked if it gets squished. And as you can see, it's not squished at all. I think if it were in the back of the book, it would have gotten a little bit squished, but it's exact same as when I made it. Since it's in the front of the book, it held up really well. Plus I used 110-pound weight cardstock and printed all these papers out on my computer, so that's part of why it is holding up so well. And this is the coordinating page that goes with it, Christmas page. This is a poinsettia that I cut out from the cameo and then added some glitter to it, and I have some modeling paste in snowflakes in the back there. Again, I have a start to finish on this page as well. This here's a quick page that I did with a tag in the back. Picture of my nephew and his daughter. And then this is a recent page that I did. I printed some paper off the computer and then added it to a page here in the book. I get asked why I do that, if it's because the papers are thin that come in the book, and they're not. They're actually very sturdy, thick papers. I just do it because I come across a piece of paper that I like and I want to use right then, and that's what inspires me. That along with photos. So if I find a paper that inspires me, I just use it, even if I have to cover up a page. And this one with the polka dots, it's very faint, maybe hard to pick up in camera, but that day I wanted to use that. And you'll see a ton of these bows throughout. Again, I use heavyweight cardstock, to print those out, and as you can see, that's not squished at all. The ones at the back may be flattened a little, but they don't get completely squished. So, but it's my smash book. I don't really care if they do. Here's another page that I added paper to it. This paper I printed also from the computer. I did, and a benefit of doing that, of working on a page and then adding it to the book, is you can add stitching if you'd like to add stitching, like I did here through the happy. So you'll see me do that quite often. Here is another page that I did quite a bit of layering on. This one here has a envelope with lots of pictures in it, and then I have 2 photos here that come out, some more of the modeling paste. I like doing the modeling paste on the craft pages. And then this is used from that party paper, crepe paper, I think it's called. I can't think of it right now. This got a little bit squished, which again, I don't mind. This here I did a page with a zipper. I do have a start to finish on this. I have a journaling card in here with a photo on the back. And also some photos that slip inside of here. This I used a stencil that I cut from the Cameo, and I used some Heidi Swap mustard on, some color shine. I made these little sunflowers from the Cameo. This here I do not have a page on, or a video on, excuse me. All I did was cut the page down, and this was the back side paper from this page. So I cut probably about 2 inches from here, and I think 2.5 or 3 inches from the bottom, and I used the leftover paper to add a pocket. I just punched it with my scallop, eyelet scallop punch, which is by Fiskars, I believe. And I just put some glue on both sides and the bottom, and then I added some baker's twine into it here, and some rhinestone trim on the bottom and the top. And this holds quite a few photos. And on the back side I did use a cutout and a crochet doily here. Another start to finish I have on this one here. Same with this one, I did quite a bit of layering. Some halfback pearls. And in my smash books you'll see a lot of black and white. Black and white photos have always been my favorite, so I do a lot of those. This is another page that I quickly did. I did not have a video on. This blue piece of paper here was a piece of paper in the book that again I tore out and used it on this paper just to save some room. I added some tags in the back and of course a bow. I love this zebra paper back here, so I didn't want to cover too much of that, and I thought the blue went great with it. Here I do have a page for, this is a flip up where I've added a little pocket with some more photos and some receipts. Here's another transparency. Again, I have a video showing how I did this. I just cut the paper down and sandwiched it. I put a scallop border and I sandwiched the transparency in there. You can also, which I believe I have a page or 2 in here, you can also use a hole punch, line up and measure your binding, hole punch it, and then cut the ends of your paper straight down and add it right into your book. You can add any type of pages that way. There's the back of the transparency. Here's another page that I did. As you can see, this is in the middle towards the back of the book, and my bow is perfectly fine. Those are probably my favorite things to use right now besides enamel dots. I have some pearl trim back here. I do have a video on this one as well, and this is Marion Smith's from her garment collection paper that I had printed out. Gorgeous paper. The back of this one I did not want to touch. It was so pretty. So I might actually add a little glitter to this butterfly here now that I think about it. This is the paper, this blue here is the paper that was in the book, and I just cut out a portion of it and added some vellum to it that I stamped with a Heidi swap stamp, and on the back I added a couple pieces of paper to cover the edges of that vellum. I do have a video on this as well. And then I put my photo up here. Some cutout hearts and some enamel dots. And then I liked the back of it so much I left it. I didn't want to add a photo, I just liked it like this. Here's another page where I stamped my own transparency, photo transparency over it. And I also stamped a Heidi Swap stamp that says destination on it. I used Stays On black ink since it was on the transparency paper. Here's a recent page that I did a video on, and I added a card here with a little strip of Velcro so it held it closed. And the card sings. On the back here, this is a very dimensional page. This is my son's first day of high school, his freshman year, and I held all the tags, tags from his clothing that he had gotten. I kept them all here in this smash bag. Again, I have a video on that. Here is my elf. I did some modeling paste in snowflakes in the back. And then a Christmas page here. This has a tag on the top that pulls out. It actually goes to, yeah, it goes to this page actually. So the tag pulls out with my journaling and my used gift card on the top, so that just slides in the back here. Again, some more of the Marion Smith papers. This here, I did a rhinestone trim pocket, so the book pulls out, and I have an accordion book here with lots of photos in it and some trim. And this here is an envelope that I made and slipped it in, and this is what I was referring to, that you can actually, I punched holes in this. I don't know if I showed this on a video or not, but I punched holes in this. I used my cinch. You can use a hole punch. You just want to use a marker and line up where your binding will be. And then I took my scissors and cut straight into each hole, just straight into it. And then that allows you to slip it right into your binding wherever you'd like. And it holds, it has not fallen out. You just kind of pop it in there, and it just pops right back in there, and it holds up great with the binding. On the back I put a small photo and a little journaling card there. Here's another page that I did, and this is the last page. And as you can see, this bow is the last page and it has all the weight on it, and it's held up pretty well also, again from the 110-pound paper that I used. And the very last page. Now this page here, this was the last page in the book, and I ripped it out, added it to the back cover, because the back cover is fairly plain. It just has a spot for you to put your name, and so I ripped that out, added it to the back, that way I could add another photo. So that is my entire book. I plan on using, I had a sweet lady send me the Maudeville book, which is again by close to my heart, but this one's called the Maudeville. Love the cover. And let me just flip through this one real quick. Again, as you can see, the binding is just large on this, so I plan on starting my next series in this book here. I'll just do a quick flip through. Love the papers. This is probably my favorite, and as you can see, it's thick cardstock. So look out on my channel for this to come. I also have, I normally only do one at a time, But I do also have this Recollections one that I showed in a haul. I got this from Michael's. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one, but I might do this one as well. So keep an eye out for those two things to come. And I really am grateful for all of you that have followed me through this series and have taken the time to leave sweet comments and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm really grateful to all of you, and I hope you have a great night. Thanks for watching.